And if it were me and I depended on every dollar, I would break it down into days. Not how much money's coming in per day, but how much profit am I listing per day. As author Anthony Brandt has said, other things may change us, but we start and end with family. I've been picking the Commonwealth for 20 years, searching high and low at yard sales, thrift stores, antique malls, garages, and sometimes even barns for treasures I can pass on to new homes through eBay. But now as I watch my little ones growing up before my eyes, I find that my real treasures are right here with me every day. So join us as we pick, flip, and resell on our 2 eBay stores and in our 3 antique booths. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name is Kevin if you've never joined us before. And we walk around the cabin here and I show you what's sold on eBay or maybe sometimes on other platforms. And today there's a topic that, well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what the topic was going to be until about an hour ago. I'm like, what are we going to talk about today? I just shut the store down because we're not going on vacation, but Reagan has a meet. She's in gymnastics and I shut the store down for 2 days. And I'm like, I needed to shut it down right then. And we didn't have a whole ton of sales. I'm like, I think 11, 12 things sold. Yesterday is all. It's not a bad day of sales, I suppose. And we didn't have a particular item that was topic worthy, although we do have a couple really cool things today. And I'm like, what are we going to talk about? So I started scrolling through my email, started scrolling through Instagram, and I found 4 questions that were very similar. 2 of them were a little bit different, but still along the same lines. The question was, when should I know that it's okay to go full-time? Or when should I go full-time? Or should I go full-time? And of course, they all have different contexts. The other question was about how many items do I think it takes to go full-time? And I think those are interesting questions, especially when they're posed to me. And I'll explain what I mean in a minute, because I think it's all relative to the person, and it's all relative to exactly what you're selling and what your expectations are. So I've got a few cool sales here at the beginning that I want to show you, and then we're going to talk about that topic for about 2 minutes. And since so many of you out there are full-time resellers and you sell far more than me and make far more money at reselling than I do, I'd love for you to chime in as well and give these folks out there who are considering it your input on it. Before I show you the first item, I just want to show you there's a miracle. Number 7s showed up. And it's so weird because I had ordered 2 25 packs of the number 7 box from the post office on 2 different occasions. They didn't show up. So I decided just to order 1 single tin and it showed up. So I went on and ordered another single tin. And I think I'm going to go on and order 1 more tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. Everybody else says they're getting theirs out there. I don't know how much I paid for this, but I know it can't possibly be as much as I made for it. I made $30 on this one. Plus shipping. It's a DVD, ultra slim portable DVD writer. So I guess you'd take, yeah, Mac and Windows compatible. So there you go. I don't know. Pretty good deal. I'll take it. I don't know. You can see a sticker there. I can't remember how much we paid for it. Probably less than 5, I would think. Probably closer to 1 or 2. Some of you may remember these. I could have swore, I gotta go back and watch that video, that I had 5 of these. And I just don't have 5. I have 4. I think there's a grease one that goes with it. These are Chromex. I've sold similar ones before. I think they're Chromex. Pretty sure anyway. And there's a little crack in this one, unfortunately. And that took a little bit of cost. And these, I was hoping to get like $40 to $50 plus shipping. There's the Chromex label right there. $40 to $50 plus shipping for these. Got the flour and the sugar. And they're pretty cool. I like them. Kind of that awesome little space age look to them a little bit. I guess you don't need to see me put them all over here, but I've only got 1 more, so what the heck, right? There's the tea. And because of that crack, and there's 1 missing, I'm pretty sure there's a grease. Actually, there's probably multiples I remember seeing when I was looking these up. A bunch of smaller ones as well. I think, I'm thinking we got $36 plus shipping for them. So a little bit disappointed in that, but I'm happy they sold. And, coffee, there you go. Got to put my Commonwealth Kitty coffee in. I could have kept it, right? I don't think this goes with her decorating scheme. Next one's a really cool item. I haven't sold one of these in a while. I used to sell them all the time, and then I just stopped finding them. I think at a certain point, nobody was looking for them, and then people started to desire them and started to look for them, and they're a little bit harder to find. It came from the once-in-a-lifetime sale, the red phone. I sell phones. But the red ones are harder and harder to find. I've probably sold 10 over the years, but I haven't sold one in like 5 years that was red. So I was pretty happy to find that one right there. And it's over pretty good money, $54 plus shipping. Now I'm not 100% sure here, but I'm gonna say this right now before we start talking about being full-time and how many items. These are gone for good. Well, I don't know about good. We might reorder some someday in the future here. But I've had a lot of people ask about those. They are sold out. This is the only one left. I just kept one. I don't know why, but I kept one. Turner likes hats. These are not sold out, okay? I have more of these. It just is, we shut it down. I think it should be open back up right now. We'll put like 25 out there at a time. But I wanted to ask y'all a question and see if it's all right, whatever you think. We were thinking, since Blue Ridge Mama and Bubba's girlfriend did such a great job shipping these things out, we were thinking about just shipping merch out 1 day a week. I think it would make our system go a lot quicker in here, and we could definitely get a lot more listing in and whatnot. And just, you know, people order, say, I don't know, Wednesday through Monday, and we'd ship out every single Tuesday. What do y'all think? Tell me down below. And these should be available. If they're not, be patient. After we ship the 25 out that we're releasing, we'll put them back out until they are gone too, which might be faster than I imagined. I'm like, yeah, we'll sell these for like a year before they sell out. I'm not entirely sure. For those of you who don't know it, I used to be a school teacher, and so I never did lesson plans. I hated it. I was a terrible student. I think that's what made me an okay teacher, but I hated lesson plans. So basically what I did was I'd get to school like 10 minutes before the kids did, and then I would just jot down, hey, this is what we're doing today on a piece of paper, because I did it 21 straight years. I taught the same thing 5 times a day. There's only so much lesson planning that goes into it. It's kind of what I do here, so I'm going to reference this. It's my thoughts that I wrote down when I was reading those questions, but I want to give some context here. First, the context is this, and I alluded to it when I said that I want real full-timers out there to chime in, because to be perfectly honest with you, I don't even view myself as a full-time reseller. I don't put much more time into reselling now than I did when I was a full-time teacher. Now, I put a bunch of time in then, and I still put a bunch of time in now, but it's not like I'm working 60 hours a week just at reselling. I know that there are people out there who do just that. They depend on 100% of their income from reselling. I feel like I got 3 side hustles going, and one of them, a major piece of it, is the reselling part. But if I was completely dependent on reselling, I would not do it the way I do it. This is the way I do it because I enjoy doing it this way, and I'm not forced into having to do it a different way. But I think if you're 100% dependent on that income, you may very well be forced into doing things differently than you had expected or than you had wanted. And so I'm dependent on you guys out there who are full-timers, who do it differently, who know you're making more money, who know you wouldn't do it this way. You just enjoy watching the show. You know, sourcing in a different way where people or, you know, you're getting merchandise not given to you, but you're getting a steady stream of inventory. You're finding connections. You're not going out there and hunting at thrift stores 24/7 and going to garage sales, and you're only dependent on that income, because that's tough, right? It's tough, and it's not a system per se. And so I think if I was dependent on the full-time income to pay every single bill I had, I would figure out systems. I would figure out ways to find high-dollar inventory that I can push out on multiple marketplaces, including Amazon, which I don't do, in order to make those ends meet. So there's a little bit of context for you. All right, so I'm not going to cover every topic, obviously, but here's a couple thoughts I jotted down. The first one was, you know, in regards to, you know, how much money you make, the gross number is not important. I don't even think the number of sales is important. I definitely don't think the number of items you have listed is important. What is important is how much money you're profiting consistently, week to week, month to month. And if it were me and I depended on every dollar, I would break it down into days. Not how much money's coming in per day, but how much profit am I listing per day? Everybody has a different need, you know, so I can live on very little money. I could live on exactly what I'm making just reselling right now. It's more than I was making teaching. But I don't want to live on that, but I could. I don't have many needs, you know, I don't have to have a new car. I don't care. I just don't care. The things that I value are probably, I don't know, they're probably similar to some of you. But how much do you expect to need and want to survive And then you have to divide, how many days a week are you going to work? You're going to work 5, you're going to work 6, you're going to work 7. Okay? If you're going to work 5, then, if you're doing it this method, you're going to be working like 100 hours a week to make that money. Because I'm not selling huge profit items because of where I live. If I were to live here and to do this full time, I would search out outside inventory and bring in higher dollar stuff. So there's a couple of thoughts right there. I don't think the number you have listed is all that important. I will say this, though, that, a 1% sell-through rate isn't exactly amazing, but it's something you can pretty much count on. And so if you have 1,000 items listed, this is the first time I've ever had over 1,000 items listed, ever. And it's because I'm full-time at this point, and we're going up, and we're making more than we used to make when I was teaching. But, sales aren't perfectly consistent, and I don't think doing what I'm doing, I don't think you can count on sell-through rate being, 5%. It just ain't going to happen. So, that number is relative to what you're selling and how much profit you're making, but the goal should not be to have a certain amount of listings. The goal should be to list enough each day to have a certain amount of income. Second thought I immediately had was, is your spouse, if you have a spouse, is your spouse all in? If you're single, hey, this is an easy decision. You figure out how much you need to survive. You can put in tons of hours, especially if all you have to take care of is a dog, Philly Flipper. And you can list 8 million things out there and make a whole ton of money, but your life is going to be consumed by it, I suppose, if depending on what your goals are, right? So if your spouse is all in is a huge point. That doesn't mean all in the reselling necessarily. Maybe your spouse has a job that's bringing in consistent income, insurance, and all those other things, and this is full time for you, but you could still meet your bills, right? That's a way easier decision than it is to say, hey, we're quitting both jobs and we're going to both be full-time resellers. That's a big commitment. So I think your spouse being either involved specifically or at least being of the same mindset and having an outside job that's consistent income. I know a lot of you come for the what sold, so I'm going to give you 2 what solds and then we're going to finish up that conversation. All right, here we go. It's an Activision game. This one had a box. It's $12 for this one, free ship. Really light, and it's not new or anything, but whenever you can find them in the box. When I started reselling, boy, this stuff was gold to find. Now it's not quite so good, but it's still not bad. If you're selling this kind of stuff, y'all, and that's what you're depending on for money, you're going to have to sell a bunch of it a day. If you need $200 net profit 5 days a week, that's what, $1,000 bucks? That's $52,000 a year profit. That's if you take no vacations now. Figure 2 weeks vacation, you're at $50,000. If you can live on that, a lot of people just simply can't live on that, depending on where you live. You could live on that where I'm at. You wouldn't have a lot extra, but you could do it. This, how many would you have to sell to make $200 profit a day? You'd probably have to sell 25 of these. Whew, that's a big, well, maybe more. 30 of those, that's a big ask. You'd even have to sell more of these. I just love selling this stuff, y'all. And I think those small dollar sales kind of make it happen, right? You just can't depend on those big dollar sales all the time. So you just, you're going to be shipping anyways. What am I doing? I got trouble. I should remember these two. I need an ET one. All right, let's see here. Okay, there it is right there. Last one of these headed out of here. And it is going to a viewer over here. Let me see the name. It's going to Eleanor. Thank you, Mr. Kevin, for awesome shows that you have on YouTube. They are really informative for us rookie resellers. Blessings to you and your family. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Eleanor, and I hope you enjoy the ET pin. All right, y'all, this obviously isn't meant to be, every answer to every single situation out there. It's just meant to kind of give you some of my thoughts and to ask some of you full-timers out there for your thoughts in the matter. Last thing I'm going to say on the matter is this. I think that people just look at what it's going to take for them to survive, but really you need to have more than that because you got to figure out retirement, especially if you're walking away from, a 401k or, some kind of pension or something like I did. I walked away from a pension. I think those things are key. And I think my last bit of advice here, well, 2 more little bits of advice here, if you want to call it advice. The first one is going to be, you got to know yourself. Are you disciplined? I'm pretty disciplined. I can make things happen that have to happen, and I can do it on a timely basis, even when I don't want to do it. I don't sit in front of the TV and watch TV all day. Those things don't bother me. I have pretty good self-discipline, and I can do what needs to be done if it has to be done. And most people know themselves well enough to know that. Second piece of advice is ask somebody else. And I mean that sincerely, because this is not the method, in my opinion, for two people to quit everything they're doing and go full-time. This is just not the method. It can be done, but you have to be a certain type of person who doesn't need to have all kinds of things. My whole family, none of us need to have new cars. We don't have to go on expensive vacations. We're perfectly content. And if that's you, then maybe you can make this work. Also, debt, you know, what are your bills like? So there's plenty of people out there who do this full-time. You can find them. If you want to send me a message, I can hook you up with them and tell you, and they will give you great advice, probably better advice than I can give you. Here's another key, and this wouldn't necessarily be on this type of item because it's pretty low profit, but is multi-quantities. Suppliers of multi-quantity items where it's one listing, multiple sales. That is the key. Not one-offs. I just love one-offs, y'all. I mean, I just love it. I like unique things, but nothing beats multi-quantity, especially when it's something cool like this. That ET necklace right there, that's the wrong one. I better get the right one because this one's to a viewer. So let me see if I can find it there. And those are earrings. That it? Yeah, that's it right there. That necklace right there. Pretty cool. So, multi-quantity, find a supplier that can give you things supply you with things and make a bunch of money on one particular item or 5 particular items and do it tons and tons of times. This one went to Dash. Buying this for my wife, Dawn. Hopefully it's not a secret. I just told her. She loves ET and we love your videos. Well, thank you very, very much, Dawn and Dash. Love it. I just had one more thought, and I kind of alluded to it, and that's what income are you replacing? You know, if you're working for 15 bucks an hour somewhere, then yeah, what do you got to lose? I mean, if it doesn't work out, go back to working for 15 bucks an hour somewhere, I suppose. So there's one extra thought as well. It would be tough to walk away, you know, from a $100,000 a year job in order to do this and maybe make half the money your first year or whatever. So these two, there you go, multi-quantity 2. I think these are the last 2 of these Callaways. And we're not making a ton of money, but we only listed them once and there was like 14, 15 of each, or of this one, and like 4 or 5 of these. But $32.95, $34.95. Free ship on those. Those go in the 10x7x5 box down there. And there's another thought too. If you do it full time, you better have some kind of a system that makes it efficient and quick as well. These just got listed and they sold pretty quick. Frog Togs. I think I paid $5 for them at that one sale that was benefiting the, I can't see my Isaiah 117 house. And I think it was 5. We sold them for 25 plus shipping. I just got a message on my phone that the t-shirts have finally arrived and they're bringing them down. It's probably Bubba. Too big of a box for Blue Ridge Mama. Oh yeah, your mama not gonna get that thing. Hey, just set it on the ground. Everybody always complains about not seeing you. I should keep you out of the thing like Wilson on Home Improvement, but you don't remember that. Want to say hi? Hey, you exist.
Yeah, I know.
So, there you go. That's awesome. Really cool. And everybody wants to see your girlfriend, too. Nobody ever gets to see her. Is she going to be too shy to come on the show?
She doesn't like being on camera.
I know. All right. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you. Will you do me a favor? Mm-hmm. Will you go tell your little brother come down here? Because he's got a Homeschool Hustler store sale.
You all ready?
No. He'll go up next and then we can get her. See ya.
Yep.
We got a Homeschool Hustler sale, buddy. I like that hat.
Thanks.
Who you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
Rams.
Rams. All right. I don't know. Let's see. This should air right before. Yeah, you should see this before that. All right. Who'd you sell? Who's this guy?
Snot Rod.
Snot Rod. We sold a bunch of the 2-packs. Who was with him? Snot Rod and
Boost.
Boost and Snot Rod. That's right. So this is a single. And those were going for like 17 plus shipping together. This one's going for 11 plus shipping. That's pretty good. I like that. You like it? Mm-hmm. Are you going to be sad when all of the cars are gone? Mm-hmm. You know what? I bet you if we save these for 20 years, we could get more money for them. Should we just have stored them away for 20 years?
Yeah, some of them.
Did you take a couple? No, I don't think you did. No. We gave a couple away as gifts, though, to some buddies, didn't we? All right, bud. Thank you. And this is definitely going to make enough money for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1.
Do you
Bye.
have your sister's shoes on?
Yes.
What in the world? Who's on your socks?
Oh, Patrick.
Patrick. Thank you, buddy. I hear Pepper. Want to go let her in?
Yeah.
All right. I think it's Pepper. It sounded like a pepper scratch. There she is. Thank you, bud.
Bye.
Hey, here's somebody to ask right here. He does have YouTube, but his full-time income is reselling. Awesome, awesome. And he does on Whatnot over there. You should go check him out. One of the guys I go to all the time if I need some real advice. All right, y'all, we're going to try and do 3 things here. We finally got the package from Poseidon's Press. Reagan's been waiting for a while. Reagan has a new merch person. Check out the tape. How about your own tape? Poseidon. You don't know Poseidon yet. We haven't studied that. You know Little Mermaid, though.
Yeah,
I'll
that
use
used to be
that.
my favorite. Disney
You liked
movie.
it, didn't you? You could sing all the songs. Check them out. Look at all these shirts, y'all. They are all here. All the canvas shirts now. And those are really, really cool. Although we got to sell off some of the other ones, which are also soft ones, nano touches, I think. And so all the sizes are in. And so if you've been waiting on a size and have ordered it, we're going to get them. They're not just all blue, though. I think. I hope not.
There's some gray
There
ones
should be the
down
gray
here.
ones down there. So we have all the blue and all the gray, and that looks really nice. So that's really awesome. And excited about that. Thank you to Poseidon's Press for helping us out. And we're restocked for a while, which is cool.
Yep.
And I have these this time, so I'm going to read these, Reagan. We have, what do we have here? Jennifer from North Carolina. Got a gray shirt over there. And Jason from Tennessee. His wife and him both have a store. What do you think about that? You think you should have 2 stores? Do you want your own eBay store? Turner used to have his too, right?
I know.
And they're Kane Collectibles and Mishmash Outlet. You like that name? Mishmash Outlet?
Yeah, that's
It's not a bad eBay name, right? Teresa from Florida. And she did get one of these guys. And I think she was the very last one after we did those shipping of the last bit. You got somebody here? Is this Pepper? There's Pepper.
Goodbye.
She follows y'all in here. Who else do we have? Oh, she got the Bad Cat tumbler, too. And those are from badcatcoffee.com. You can go find them over there. Who's your favorite cat?
Oh, Dobby.
Oh, tell them about what happened. We're going to have a new animal here today, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Well, but a bunch of our neighbors have golden retrievers, and one of them came over today, and he was really nice, but...
Pretty dog,
Yeah.
huh? And this little thing was scared to death. What happened to Pepper when that dog came
Pepper's
over?
tail went like that big, and she looked like a
Were you
perfect
scared?
Halloween cat. Like she was like
The
hunched
perfect
over.
Halloween
I'm
cat.
like,
Remember that blow mold we had of the Halloween cat? That's pretty cool. That's what
Yeah.
you look like, you silly cat.
Yeah.
I haven't even thanked everybody. Steven from New York. And I think that's it for now. And we got a few more coming in. So you may not hear your name for a while if you didn't make that list, because you have a gymnastics meet, don't you?
Yep.
All right, hope you do good, baby.
Okay. Good.
All right.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthThicker.com.
All right, y'all. I'm sitting here doing some merch shipping because we're taking off for a day. And I realized that I didn't mention 3 people. There's still more. So, you know, if you buy something, it may be maybe a week for you here. Thank you if you do. But I just thought I would throw these out because I totally forgot and they were on my list. And Reagan and me didn't thank you earlier. So, Rhonda, got junk in your trunk. I didn't say that. That's what you said. And you got one of the reselling mascots right here. You got one of the Enema Men right there. And ask for an autograph. Those things don't take an autograph very well. Maybe I'll put one on the tag. And I certainly will put one on the card for you. And Lisette. And you said you tried to get one of those, but they were sold out. So Rhonda got the last one on the first batch. But we're coming back. There's going to be more, I promise. 25 at a time, at least. So we're going to go for a while. And who else do we have here? And you got the We Get Things Moving sticker, because there wasn't any of those. So thank you for that. And Jennifer, same thing. Sad that they're all gone. Got one of the yellow shirts. So we're going to get that stuff back out there so you can grab it. But I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy it. Some of you may remember where I picked this next item up at, and there was actually a couple similar ones in a tote, and I just picked this one because it looked the coolest, and I wish I would have picked the other ones too, because I know they were worth some money. I don't think they were worth as much as this one, this little plate right here. I'm like, yeah, I'll sell this kind of stuff in my booth, but I looked this thing up, and this thing sold for $32 plus shipping. Crazy. Couldn't believe it. So that's a really nice profit on, you know, something that cost $0.25. I really like that. And there were some other ones in there that would have probably gone for 10 or 15, which would have been good. Y'all might remember when I complained about this mug coming back. Relisted it on eBay. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I'll buy that mug off of you. And we did it off of eBay, and this was Jeff. Jeff made this purchase. He's like, how much you want? I'm like, $20 free ship. And I'll ship to you for free because it's kind of heavy. It's £2 rate. He's like, sure, no problem. So thank you, Jeff. We appreciate it. And that's headed out again. I bet it doesn't get returned this time. I hope not, Jeff. Let me know. We'll throw some stickers in for you. All right, I wanted Reagan to say this because this is near and dear to her heart because she just loves the charities we do. Can you tell them the 3 charities that we consistently do with $1 from each of these things going to those charities?
St. Jude, Compassion, and the local animal shelter.
That's right. There's actually 2 local animal shelters, one here in Bedford and then one, the Humane Society in Lynchburg. And we're adding one with all these new sales, and it's Isaiah 117. We're going to be donating to them. And we're probably, if I get your permission, Reagan, going to do an auction with one of these, one of the originals as well, and throw in some mugs and stuff as well, and then give all that money away to them as well. Yep. So thank you for being so sweet and being charitable. We love you. So just know that any purchase you make from us for anything, stickers or anything, $1 is going to go to one of those things.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
First time in a while we haven't sold something out of the eBay cave, although the renovations are just about done in there, the renovations, the shelving. I've only showed that part of the eBay cave one time, just one time at the very end of a video. So maybe I should. It's not the most, you know, it's not neat. It's not cool. But it's functional and it's reselling, so I guess I'll show it. I'll show it sometime in the next month. How's that? We'll get some things organized in there. We'll do it. But hey, I want to mention 2 things really quickly. Other than the possibly shipping the merch out 1 day a week. And, you know, I'm trying my best to still give thank yous to folks, but just please understand it is very, very difficult with so many things being sold that you may not hear it. And we're doing the best we can. And if you don't and you really need me to say something, you know, and you feel bad about it, you know, feel free to hit me up a little bit later down the road and we can try to squeeze it in there. So my apologies. I know I've missed a bunch and we're doing our best, but it's, you know, when there's so many orders, sometimes it's really hard. But I wanted to thank, I don't even know who I'm thanking here. I know, you know, we make a little bit of money on the affiliate links. You know, we're not getting rich by any stretch of the imagination, but it is just one simple way, kind way for you guys to say thank you. That doesn't cost anything. And that's going through our eBay link or our Amazon link and buying whatever. It doesn't even matter what you're buying. Some people go through it just to say thanks and they buy their groceries on Amazon or whatever. And, you know, at the end of the month, it's like, oh, that's really nice. You know, I get to take the family out for dinner. Well, somebody went out. By the way, I do the same thing. And here's some advice, and I'll say it on the Trash to Cash podcast sometimes. If you are a creator of any sort, if you put stuff on Instagram, if you put stuff on, you know, if you're on YouTube, whatever you do, and you create anything, and you can have a link on something, you know, make your store a link. And, you know, if you're advertising an item somewhere and they go through it and you can get, it's not much, but it's something, right? It eats away at the cost of your fees. Anybody can do EPN, the eBay Partner Network. You can do it. And I go through, everyone I find, you know, I have this list of creators that I watch. And when I need to buy something, I go through their link. And it seems like everything I'm buying lately from people on eBay actually are viewers. I bought a game for Turner the other day, and it was to a viewer. And so that's like the second time that's happened in the last month. So really cool to help each other out like that. And it doesn't even have to be my link. Go find a creator you like that doesn't have a big channel, and it's a way to say thank you to them. Well, somebody did that for me. And they bought just massive amounts of you can't tell who buys and buys what or whatever. But somebody clearly went on there and bought tons of cards, collector's cards, for a big chunk of money. Over days, they would keep going through the link. So we would get a little portion of it. And it's not a lot of money, but it is very much appreciated that somebody would take the time to do that. So thank you for that very, very much. And thank you to everybody out there. And let me know your feedback as some of the things I said, where I went wrong, where you think I'm right. I appreciate you guys very much, and I can't wait to see you next.